Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever in the world you may be. This is Turgon the Wise coming at you with a new video today. And today I am just going to walk you through a couple of takeaways that I have from the first few hours of playing this King of Men server in Lord of the Rings Rise to War. Um, it's been an interesting morning, and uh, things are going well, just not as well as they could be if I wasn't stupid. So here's the leaderboard so far. We're 5.5 hours into the season from a production standpoint, from the Fellowship production, and it's looking good. I mean, the legacy. We all so for anyone who is in on this, like a lot of the folks on our team have pictures of themselves as Lego people as their Discord profile picture. So that's why we call ourselves the Lego Sea this season. It's pretty fun. What a fun team. But anyway, getting to the serious stuff now, and I'm gonna go to my reports and just scroll. Let's start at the beginning because it's been a morning and some good learnings. Like I said in my previous video, the first 24 hour farming is a weak spot in my game, and I continuously seek different ways to improve at it. So next season, I'll be watching this video so that I remember all of these takeaways because I'll probably forget them. Because I mean, farming the first 24 hours is so radically different from PvP. So I started the season off. I just took a couple of level 15 tiles with my B army just to get some farm rolling and to get those tiles because you need a certain amount of tiles in order to advance the chapters. And I crushed the level 30 tile, got my guys to level 6, and I was like, okay, this is looking pretty good. Let's see how I do against a 40 tile. And before I move forward, I just want to show you a couple of things, how I have my commander skilled. So this right here is a PvP mindset, and this is an oops on me. So I'll show a little bit later. I made adjustments to this, and it's improving more. Um, Gimli, same kind of same thing. Again, this is more of a PvP build than a PvE build. And then for the Gandalf the White, I was like, well, there's no point using White Council if I'm going to use one troop army. So I went all in on White Rider and the White. And I think that makes sense. But then against the level 40 tile, it did okay. I got good XP. I got 2 levels out of it. So I don't consider that a total loss, but it would have been good to have taken the tile and gotten the full XP. And shame on me for not noticing that my skillings were probably the reason why that didn't happen. Um, yeah, 4 o'clock in the morning, you're not really necessarily firing on all cylinders yet. So that's why, like I said, I'm gonna be watching this video for next season, and then I just mopped it up with my B team, which probably I shouldn't have done it. That's probably a waste of stamina on them. Probably should have used the C team for that. But so then I try again, but I didn't notice how low my commanders were. And this is a key takeaway, not just for myself, but for anyone watching this video. The reason why I sent this army was because, by all appearances, they were full. So, like, you go into your base and you go into your apothecary, and you can see if the commanders. There's no commanders, no wounded commanders in the settlement. Okay, so they're not wounded. They're full. They're full. They're healed. Cool. Let's check another area to see if they're okay. Well, you come into the army tab, and you come in here and you look at them and you go, oh, yeah. That's it. They're full. No. Then you send the march, and when they're out in the field, I'm just gonna come up here to Gilgalad for an example. Then you come up here and then you look and they're not full up here and they're marching. You've already burned the stam, so you're like, well, shit, what do I do? I mean, I've already burned the stam. Might as well just roll the dice and see what happens. And I don't know. I feel like this recovery time for heavily wounded commanders -90%. I'm not feeling that as much this season as I have in the past, and maybe that's just a me thing. I don't know if that's just because now I'm playing on this Kraken account or what the situation may be. The other thing I'm thinking about is, the gear selections that I made. Like for Dane, these Dwarven Fortitude, it's not doing anything for me during the first 24 hours. So that might be, if another Endurance blade comes available that gives me like a regular Fortitude, might want to consider shifting that. But I think, over the course of a full season, this set will be more valuable. But in terms of purely first 24 hours, I'm not getting anything out of this set bonus. So that's another thing just um, to note. So the other takeaway, coming back down to the reports, I continued trying to leverage the one troop army tactic with my main for quite a while, and it wasn't really a smashing success. So let's come back down here. So where was I? I hit the 40 and I failed twice. This was because they didn't have health. But then this one, they did great. So okay, cool, no problem. They're at level 9 now. We'll do one more, which is more than I had originally planned. Now they're level 10. Then I go for a 60, but again, they weren't quite full. So I mean, this did okay, but this would have done better if I had put my thinking cap on and realized that this I was being hurt by the skill selections that I made. Not so much for Gandalf the White. I think this is fine for the one troop formation. But these needed to be tweaked. If I was going to use the one troop formation successfully, then I should have used different skillings here. And I tried it one more time here, and you can see like the health isn't there, and it's because I'm confused. Like it's showing full for me in all those screens that I showed you, and then I'm marching and I look and it's not. So I come up here. Did I tweak the skills yet? No, no. But I'm level 13. I'm just not. And this one was better. I waited a little bit more, and they were closer to full. If they had been full, it would have taken it, no doubt. But you can see how many attacks now. It's over an hour into the season, so I'm talking with my mates, and 9:25, 9:14. So I waited a full 10 minutes, and they're still not fucking full. So I'm like, what the hell? But I did change the skilling here. I put it in there. I'm starting to tweak my skills around a little bit to get a little bit more out of the first round abilities. And then I wait, what, 20 minutes? Almost 20 minutes. And they're still not full. They're still not full health. But I gave up on the one troop technique, and filled the armies. And then I changed. I thought I changed my skilling around at this point, but maybe I did not. Yeah, have not yet. And I'm level 14. So I come up here. I go for my first 90 tile, and that's when ding, ding, ding. Start using White Council. You need to start using White Council, idiot. You're full. You just wasted a whole bunch of troops because you're not using White Council. And that's because I could have sworn I tweaked my skills by this point, but I still haven't. But the light bulb's going off in my head. It's now 6 o'clock in the morning, and you can see a very, very clear difference between these two reports. A, I'm full, but my commanders are full health, but also B, this is still the same. But did I change Gimli yet? Nope, still haven't changed Gimli, but now I'm using the White Council. So that saved me a whole bunch of troops. And then I tweak it again up here, and it's even better. Granted, it could be because of the extra levels I got from the last fight, but I'm pretty sure this is where you start seeing this get, yeah, see, 5 and 5 and 10 now. I'm tweaking my skills to try to get a little bit more damage. And then here I'm the 10, 5 and 2, level 17. So I'm playing around with stuff, trying to see if I can figure out how to get things better and better. And then here I'm at 22,000 damage on Gimli, 10, 5, 2 again, 5, 5, and 10 here. So those skills make a big difference. And then being 10 and 9, and then I think I'm 10 and 10. Another level 9 here. And you can see that the incrementally the improvement my commanders are having. But it would be beneficial to start this way instead of having to make adjustments on the fly. 10, 5, 3. Still the same here. And now I'm barely taking any damage at all. I'm level 19. Going with this build. Sticking with the 5, 5, and 10 here. And the 10 and now it'll be 10 up here, I think. And that's it. I think that's my last report with my main because I ran out of stamina, and I am working on, getting my stamina refreshed here. But the fellowship is rocking. We're at 90 of 100, and we're fully unlocked, and it's not even 6 hours into the season, and we're almost full. So that's awesome. And obviously, you look at the leaderboard again, and we're on top by 10,000. Gods have been within 8 to 10,000 basically all day. Ilil's doing really well, looking really strong early on. Well done, guys. Det and Dobie, not too far behind, so you can see clearly we have 5 very, very good warbands on this server. Spore, LCDR, Sella is not full. They're only 47 out of 80. So, I mean, 33,000 production for 44 people is not bad by any stretch of the imagination. 61, and it's only doing like, they only have 2,000 more production, but they have 14 more people. So there's some disparity there. And Sports 92, and they're 20,000 higher. So um, this is really interesting. Checking out the server so far. It's clearly not a full server, but I think it's going to be really good. It's going to be spicy. It's going to be fun. Um, Checking out some of the building that I got going on here. So I have main hall 5, and I just need to, this is a tremendous amount of stone that you need to save, but you got to get the conscription post 10. So I'm working on barracks 9. Once I have barracks 9, I can make conscription post 9. I'm working on getting my stone fired up. I'm working on getting my Numenorian quarters fired up. Actually, I'm kind of tempted to, once this hits 10 minutes, use a point for that. Don't they still have? Where's my ring points? If you're curious how I'm skilling my ring, I'm not. I'm hanging on to my points, and I'm going to hang on to them until level 10 when this unlocks. I want to get as many points in dominance and as many points in enormous power as fast as I can. I'll probably unlock gathering, and I'm not sure about extract, but enormous power is a big one for the ability points, so you get more ability points, and the more ability points you have, it lowers the time between getting them. So ability points are a key component to your ability to do different things in the game between gathering and later in the game, doing like quick marches, or you could also do conversion, which I'll probably get at some point. Might even be prudent to do it now, but I think I'm holding off because I would rather do a gather on a high level stone tile, or even potentially extract. I'm not sure here what I'm gonna do, but right now I'm just hanging on to my points until it makes sense to move forward in that aspect. So that's what's going on. That's the majority of my. Let me just check my notes here. Oh yeah, so yeah. So I just also wanted to walk through because I only have 3 commanders in each army right now. I'm using 3 different trios, so I just wanted to walk through how I'm doing that right now. Let me just kill this real quick though, because I want to keep points going, and I need this for the next chapter. So that's done. Once that is done, then I gotta just do this, and then we're through chapter 12. So being through 11 chapters, not even 6 hours into the season, I think is all right. Oh, thanks. Another 5,000 stone there. That's clutch. So, yeah, so my second army formation is this. I'm using Dane, Gimli, and Gandalf the White right now. And maybe this wasn't a good idea to stubbornly decide, hey, I'm going to use the formation that I plan to use for PvP. Maybe it would have been smarter to put Beorn on this top line early and move Gimli down to the second line for farming purposes so that I can hit stuff harder more quickly. But that ship, I think, at this point has sailed. Uh, but all things can all be reconsidered. So let me just fill these up as much as I can here, and maybe I'll go for a 130 tile. Hmm. So that's the main formation, and then the second formation. When I do PvP, Sauron will be on the top formation, but for now, I'm using Sauron with Beorn and Lurtz. So 2 damage comms on both of the formations. Then I'm using my support on the top, and I'm using my Sauron on the second one, and it's done good. Oh, actually, I think this Sauron might actually be a better choice than getting off the weight. I'm not sure because his R5 and the speed to inflict madness really has a good impact on attacking these tiles early in the season. And I've just done the one troop trick with him uh, and been pretty successful. So I'm good with that for right now. And then the third unit is Gil-galad in tank gear with Isildur in the DPS gear and Gandalf the Grey supporting. So for Gil-galad, He doesn't have elves, so it doesn't make any sense to level either of these abilities, the R5 or the bottom, the Kingly Kin, the bottom R0, because those skills only work with elven units in the army or his formation. I don't have elves yet, so don't waste points on this, guys. Just go 100% in here and in here. You want 100% in here, especially because he's in tank gear, so you unlock this skill. And then you want the stun in the icicle. And now I'm just putting points in here so that it does a little bit more damage, even though he's far from a damage dealing commander. For Isildur, at first I had him in tank for like kind of stuff. I had this maxed out, and I had I think points, in the R5 and the bottom R0. But now you see I have them configured like this because they're manish units. So men are evil men units. You have a 50% chance to gain dual blows. It gives them initiative and attack. It's pretty good, and I think this helps all three formations significantly. So I thought it was worth chucking some points in there. Um, not, I mean, I could try this maxed out once I get the extra point in here, but we'll see. And I think it's been doing really good. Like Gil and Isildur have not been losing a lot of troops, but Gandalf the White is basically paper. And since I fill them, I do use the White Council, and then I'm using Wizard on him. I could probably put those 5 points in the gray and see how that goes. Um, but for right now, I'm just going all out, all in on damage for him. Are they full? Let's fill these guys, and then let's take another swipe at a 60 tile and see how that does. And you know what? Maybe it's worth trying. Let's experiment a little bit. Why not? This is the time to do it. Um, Ain't no time but the present. And I did also try with Mithrandir here, and just the troop damage for a level one troop type is very underwhelming. Granted, the whole commander's formation has a chance to do dual blows, so that also affects the commander damage. But I mean, he's not a damage dealing commander. I thought the wizard might be more impactful, at least with the level 5, because the damage causes -10 defense to the target, which is going to in turn help my other commanders do more damage. But let's see if I can get the paper troops to be less papery. By putting 5 points in the gray, and we'll see how that goes once the reinforcements get there in a minute here. And in the meantime, while we're waiting, I'll take a look at some reports here with you. So you can see the B army is not having any difficulties whatsoever, and they shouldn't be with level 60 tiles. But I did give it a shot on a 90 tile, and that did not go so good. So at least with the one troop trick, maybe if I filled this, it would do better. I mean, it would obviously do better, but for now, since I'm a little short on troops and I'm trying to manage my resources wisely, I'm kind of hanging in there and not filling them yet. However, I may recall after this next attack, I may recall Gil and then shift his troops over to the B team. Couple reports here from them. I mean, you can see it's pretty consistent. His performance. Let's just look at the 60s because no one cares about the 40s anyway. I was only getting 40s because I was trying to boost my wood production a little bit, and I'm not taking level 90 wood tiles yet. I'm trying to get as much stone as possible. And here he was very close to doing this in one hit. And you can see clearly, the damage on a seal door is way better than it is the other two. And yes, I made a couple of horses for him, and I think that has made him a better do better damage, and it's a beefier unit. So I think it's worked out well. And the Gandalf the Grey is not far behind Gil. Uh, and that's because I mean Gil's got this, so that's a huge. But Gil takes no damage whatsoever, like very very little, while Gandalf the Grey gets smoked. And happens again up here. Very, very close to finishing it. But again, it's just a lot of, he just takes a lot of damage and doesn't deal quite enough. So let's see now that he's full how he does on this tile. Now we've got the heal in effect. Okay, easy peasy. Let's see how let was the healing impactful. It appears that it was. So this is the way to go with Gandalf the Grey. First 24 hours, fill the army, and I mean it's not a whole lot of healing, quite honestly. But that amount of healing might honestly be the difference between losing 60 versus losing 200 or 260 or whatever. So, whatever you need to do to manage your barracks and keep your troops, alive, you do that in the first 24 hours so that you can get the most out of your commanders. Let's send this guy home. I know he's not out of stamina, but I'm trying to save my stamina so that I can. He's down to 51. Let's give him a couple of hours to regenerate some stamina here so that then this afternoon I won't do two moves and he'll be bled dry. And that's exactly what I'm doing with my main formation as well. I'm trying to get their stamina back, but I think it's time to consider um, going for a 130 tile. I want to try this and see how it goes. Just checking something real quick. I think, let me just double check a couple things real quick here. I want to see if I still want to go with this skill build. Next one instance of damage plus 10%, ignores defense, 160%, 225%, inflicts stun. Is Ironfoot a better first day skill than King Under the Mountain? Hard to say. I think also, yeah, what I'm working towards is getting this second commander attack plus this, not second, but getting this commander attack plus 5. That's the reason why I initially skilled this to 10 was to boost his commander attack. But then I realized that this skill doesn't even go off until round 2. So even though he's benefiting from the commander attack all 10 rounds, this doesn't even do anything until round 2. And these two skills go off in round 1. So I'll leave it this way for now. And then for the Gimli, we're at 10 here, 5 here, and 3 here. Do the 5 for the skill damage dealt for 3 rounds, which I think is significant. 200% to 2 enemy formations, and then you get the commander plus 5 and the stacking. I think this is very good for him. And then this is a good skill too. Yeah, that's the reason why I'm not really leveling this one yet, is because I don't really care about the healing effects received and going for -5 defense, level 10, early first 24 hours. I don't think that that's it's really that impactful. So I'm okay with this skilling for now. So a level 30 tile, 130 tile yields 18,000 XP. That's not going to get me to level 20. But I want to see how it goes. The question is, which 130 tile should I go for? I suppose I should just go for a close one. I mean, there is iron here, and there's food there. let's just go for food and see what happens. Ready? Allah Akbar. um, so this is fun, and thank you all for joining me while I kind of walk through some of my early season takeaways. Hopefully, this doesn't completely trash my army, because that would suck. It would be cool if this one shot this tile and everything was good. Let's keep our fingers crossed. Go, Dwarven King! You can do it! My stone tribute just hit 9. Well, it's a draw, and it's going to be a win. Whoo! It hurt, though. It definitely hurt. Gimli is out. It's going to be all up to Dane to finish this off. And it won't be hard because all the troops are dead. It's just a couple of commanders still alive. Not bad. Let's put this puppy in the old reports chat here for my mates to see. And that's that. So not bad. It's definitely not as good of a start as I would like it to have been. But you know what? We learned things, and it's still early in the day. There's a lot of day left to go. Man, I'm kind of running short on. That's kind of weird. Mm, 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 mm. 2 hours here, an hour here. Okay, I probably should do this pretty soon so that that's helpful for the team and myself as well. There's no shortage of things to do during the first 24 hours of a campaign. And I think now that I have this queue filled, I'm going to go ahead and convert these troops up to tier 2s, and we'll let these guys, 400 of these guys, plus another 200, plus another 339, so that's 500, that's 900. Uh, I don't know if it was worth it to go for that tile, but it'll get me more food. I try all in all to keep my each resource fairly even, except for stone in the early game. And then as the season progresses and I start completing buildings, and I don't need stone so much, then I start focusing on boosting the other three resources, wood, iron, and food, higher, especially food. Food is very important because you use it to heal and you use it to conscript. So it is the most heavily used resource of the four resource across the full spectrum of a 55-day season. So while yeah, on day one here, it's not as important because you're not doing a whole lot of conscripting and healing like on the level that you do when you're doing PvP. But having good food on day one can be helpful for you because you can convert it in your market into another type by going to the barter tab. You can convert it to stone here. So that is something that can be very beneficial. And then you also want to make sure that you are continuing to level your quarters because they also increase your production. So this is going to be probably my next step. Uh, Once the barracks is done, we're going to do conscription posts for sure. So Barracks will go to conscription post. Stone tribute is going to go to eastern quarters, and then once the ranger training, whatever this thing is called, what is this thing? Ranger training grounds? There we go. That's the word. Then we'll start working on maybe the ore or the grain or the lumber, or it could be storage or apothecary. I mean, there's really no wrong answer here. I just try to level stuff as quickly and as logically as possible based upon whatever resources I have available at the time. All right, my friends, that's going to do it for this video. I thank you for taking the time to watch. I appreciate your support. If you have any questions, feedback, comments, leave them down in the comments below. Ooh, we got a ring level here. Let's do that real quick before signing off. Almost 10, baby. Almost 10. And then we're going to get this food tile here. So I'll be doing another check-in again maybe later today. We'll see. Maybe in about 12 hours, I'll do another check-in video if I'm feeling up for it. I have a little bit of a busy day um, here today, so we'll see how I feel. If you don't see another video for me today, then probably Sunday I'll do another check-in. Um, so we have some markers because I usually do weekly check-ins, but the first week is very, very critical for development and farming and getting your kingdoms established. Like, we didn't really look at the map at all because there's nothing really to look at this point. It's just barren, right? Everything is open. No one's captured anything. And if you're capturing keeps on the first day of the season, you hacking something or something. So at any rate, so I'll do some report ins a little bit, hope more frequently during the first week, and then once we hit that 1 week mark, then I'll probably trim it down to just weekly check-ins. So again, thanks for taking the time to watch. Just want to throw a shout out to my boy Aracano, my boy D Trope. Gotta throw a shout out to Danny and some old heads like Pure Hate. And let's see who are some other friends I can throw some shout outs to. Suna, you're the man. Um, Bojan, I hope you're doing well, buddy. And my boy Batukas, who's playing my OG account. Thank you so much for taking the reins there. He's doing a pretty nice job and I appreciate that help and support. Of course, I want to extend a happy shout out to all my friends in the Utes leadership team. A couple folks that I missed last time that I want to make sure that I get this time. Our fellow of the Rings, uh, who may also be streaming or posting videos on the server. So make sure you check out Fellow's channel. Fellow is a good dude and he knows his stuff. Also, Terror and Razor, of course. Can't forget my boy Razor. And we have a couple of newer folks that I also want to throw shout outs to, like Captain Price, Phoenix Fly, and Darkness. Darkness is spreading. What is this? What is this? Oh, that's the report from this. Oh god, I lost 5 troops. That's devastating. Good times. So, yeah, really looking forward to a fun season. I think the season is going to be a great season. We have good competition on the server, and it's not like I want to kill you backstab kind of competition. It's like, hey, let's have a good match, you know. So I appreciate good sportsmen's and I wish the server was a little bit more full, but beggars can't be choosers. Everyone is aware that the community is what it is in this game these days. So I'm just happy to be here and enjoying this account and this game and be on this team. Let's check the leaderboard out one more time before I sign off. Mythlove is just crushing it. I'm in the top 100, so that's nice. I'm pretty happy with that. Taking that 130 tile boosted me up a little bit, but I'm going to take a little bit of a break here. So this is where we stand, and we are now 6 hours into the season. 1/6 of the first day has eclipsed, and here we are. So, all right, my friends, that's going to do it for Turgon the Wise. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch again. Hope the rest of your day treats you well. Best of luck to everyone on the server for the rest of the day and the season, and I wish everyone well. Take care. Cheers.